Hey Bat fans, Luke here on this beautiful November day here in South Carolina. Not that you can really tell by looking at the video, but either way, it's a beautiful day. It's right before Thanksgiving, off from work. So I figured I'd do a video, and this one, we're going to talk about this book as you see right here. This is one I kind of referenced in my last video, which I believe was Batman Black and White, volume number 3. And this one is Batman, the Cat, and the Bat. This one story was found in the pages of Batman Confidential, issues 17 through 21. And right off the bat, kind of talk a little bit about a couple things before we kind of delve in the pages of this story. First one, the title might trigger some. Because this is going to be one of the topics if you've obviously read Tom King's run. Some of the fans out there really did not enjoy some of the dialogue chosen that you would have between the conversations between Batman and Catwoman, or they'll kind of reference or refer to each other as, you know, Bat and Cat, whatnot. So, trigger warning to those people that did not enjoy Tom King's run, obviously the title. But that said, this is not necessarily going to be a story that comes from that angle. Matter of fact, not at all. Again, get into that in a minute. Another thing, and I think I kind of touched on this a little bit in my rules of engagement review, and it's something that you have to kind of take into context and understand before reading this story. And this is the Batman Confidential series, what it was. Typically what you was seeing in Batman Confidential is that it's a story that's telling like the first experience or first of something with Batman. You know, the first time, I don't know, he encountered, you know, one of his rogues, or the first time that you'll see you know, a bat gadget be used, whatever the case may be, or a first appearance. In this case is a first appearance. So understanding that gives you more context into the story, and to be honest, kind of gives it a little bit more credibility and kind of credence to the story itself. Because to be honest, this one's kind of a meh story, and again, get into that in a minute. But in reality, you see here on the front cover, you got Batman, Batgirl, and Catwoman. And understanding, again, Batman Confidential, this is going to be the first actually encounter between Batgirl and Catwoman. And you're going to see, well, how do you know? Well, first off, it puts it right in the back. Batgirl's first encounter with Catwoman. And to be honest, this is a very Batgirl, Catwoman heavy story. Batman is very not much in this at all. I think he shows up at halfway through, and it's kind of intermittently throughout after that. So this is really a Batgirl Catwoman story. Again, recounting Batgirl and Catwoman's first encounter between each other. So where does this kind of go if you have a timeline? Well, I kind of put this right after Batman Night Cries. The reason being, Batman Night Cries is kind of when Commissioner Gordon kind of officially becomes commissioner at that point, transitions from captain to commissioner right after that. And this actually references Batgirl actually referencing her father being recently minted as the commissioner. So might have a little bit of, you know, error here and there, but again, kind of putting that relatively early, right after Batman Night Cries, which is going to be right around first, second, and third, somewhere around there, relatively early in the career. So anyway, timeline perspective. So how's the story? To be honest, this one, not much to it. Again, first encounter, Batgirl, Catwoman, and really what it is, it's a cat fight. Again, how do I know? Because it says it there, but it's really It's a cat fight. Like the Seinfeld episode, yeah, cat fight. No, but basically what it kind of gives it a little bit more credence in that what it is this is Batgirl, also relatively young into her career as Batgirl, referencing again she's just been right after being officially recognized as part of the Bat family, so she's still trying to prove herself to her Bat family peers, if you would. And what basically happens in this story is that there's this book, this little notebook that Commissioner Gordon has that kind of logs all the current Bat-related kind of cases they're working together on. And this is kind of harking a little bit, if you're reading Detective Comics right now, what's going on with the Black Case book with Damian. You're going to have some similarities. I'm not going to say that Tomasi's work right now is referenced in this story. It's not, but it's just going to sound very familiar if you're kind of reading it. But anyway, so we've got this little notebook, and what happens is that while in the library, the notebook actually gets stolen by Catwoman. And the reasoning behind why Catwoman is actually stealing this notebook is that there's a person that's being held captive, so Catwoman can kind of use this notebook as kind of a way to pay off the captors of this person that's being held captive. That is a really crummy way of articulating that, but anyway, it's sort of like a ransom, if you would. But obviously Batgirl not having it, number one, that's her dad's notebook, but also she wants to prove again that she's on par with the other members of the Bat family. So she actually finds out who actually stole the notebook, and it is Catwoman. So believe it or not, almost half the first half of the story is just not more than Batgirl and Catwoman chasing each other to kind of get this notebook. Catwoman escapes with it, Batgirl gets it, Catwoman comes back, it actually takes it from her, fighting, whatever case may be. So first half of the story really is just a big cat fight. So either way, there is one part of the story which I will hold off here in a second, but it's gonna... Okay, I'll address it right now. I'm gonna shut the book here for a minute. So Batgirl in the New 52, post Simone's run, that's when kind of had like the whole Burnside of Gotham, of the Batgirl Burnside, whatever the case, I can't remember. Brandon Fletcher and whatever. One of the biggest complaints I had with that run was that they really got the character of Barbara Gordon just absolutely wrong. It just didn't seem like the heart and soul of Barbara was there. And also there were certain things that Barbara did in there just seemed so foreign and out of character. One of them, it was relatively early into that run. I think it was like, might have even been issue 1 or if not issue 2. Well, basically Barbara, she's like in a college dorm, and she wakes up like all hungover, and she has this like night shirt on, her underwear, and just seemed off. It just nonchalantly running around, just doozing and up. It just felt out of character. And there was a couple other times that happened in that run. In this case here, you got to keep in mind again, this is Batgirl early in her career. You almost have to go back into the Batgirl year 1. Kind of has that kind of vibe where she's still finding her way, and it kind of has like a more, I'm not going to say a campier take, but sort of in a way. But there's a part in this story where basically Catwoman actually gets the notebook, and she kind of goes, hey, I know there's one place that she won't go to chase after her. It's a Gotham City headiness society, which would basically say it's not more than just like a nudist colony party type of thing. And in order to continue to chase down Catwoman, she has to get naked just like everyone else, and that's what you see. And it's really a couple other pages of this, and as you're reading through this, again, Batgirl, you get it why she's doing this to continue the chase to get Catwoman, but at the same time, I just don't think Batgirl would do this She got the cowl on. I just don't think I think she would have said, screw your rules. I'm chasing after this person and I'm keeping my clothes on. But be that as it may, whatever. That's like the biggest complaint I have with this book. And it's a lot of this page, a lot of this story is them in like in this nudist colony. So anyway, she gets out and she gets the notebook, and then she makes fatal flaw number whatever in this story. I'm sorry if I've been sitting there going through hell to get this notebook, and I finally get it. One thing I'm not doing is just gonna sit there and chill in a junkyard with it all flapping around. I'm sorry, I finally get it. I got a beat on the Catwoman. I'm taking it directly where I need to take it. No stop, secure it, and not being frivolous with it is, but turns out, Catwoman comes back, and we go back to cat fight number 2, I guess. So, but basically we find there's more to it. There's actually like a Russian that gets kind of intertwined to why really Catwoman is going after this book, and we find a little bit more to it, and we actually see something. There's a point about right here where they start to work together, which is pretty nice, and that's when Batman kind of comes in to play a little bit, and they kind of go on from there. There is a cameo here between Riddler, who kind of shows up in all this, where when Batgirl continues to try to get the notebook from now the people who actually were chasing Catwoman and Batgirl, the group that kind of has that one individual, like I said, held captive. Through that, Batgirl got to go through a maze set up kind of by Riddler through Arkham Asylum, where you kind of see some other cameos. You see folks. See if I can get to it. If I didn't pass it up. I don't believe I did. Yeah, here we go. You see Two-Face shows up, Clayface, Scarecrow. I can't remember if Mad Hatter's in here or not, but one I thought it was actually pretty interesting. The Cavalier. Nice to see him kind of show up as a little cameo. And in the case, you actually get Blockbuster, more of a Nightwing type of villain here recently. But either way, short cameos by some of the members of the Rogue Gallery. Joker very briefly, and then really Batgirl solves the riddle and actually gets the book back, and kind of goes back to maybe what the whole premise of the story. And again, this is kind of like a more of a Batgirl trying to prove her worth with members of the Bat family, and even that maybe some of the quasi-rogue family, where you actually see at the very end, or throughout, especially again by probably toward the end of that second issue of the story, you kind of see Catwoman and Batgirl kind of working together. But throughout, there's sort of a respect between the two initially, but then toward the end, you actually see Catwoman actually acknowledging, hey, she has some good things to her. She might be a pain in the butt, but hey, she has her things that make her really unique, special, and Batgirl actually hears that, and you actually kind of see her happy. But that's really, end of the day, the whole thing with the notebook. Again, it's just Batgirl trying to be accepted within the Bat family, and I think if that's kind of like the underlying thesis of the story, it's basically that. So, all in all, let's talk about the art briefly. The art is a little bit of a conundrum to me. That's a fancy word, I know. But either way, there's some things where the art is really good. I like it. I like the colors. But the one thing I just cannot get over, it's the faces. The faces, how they're expressed in this story, is just bad all around. Just, I don't want to sit there and hark on the art too much. But that's the biggest complaint. This is just the way the facial expressions are done in this story. And there's one, let's see if I can find it. It is just, I'm not going to say cringeworthy, but it's, when I saw it, I was just like, oh no, that's just bad. Oh boy. You get the gist, and I might not go too much further trying to find, I should have marked it, but it was bad, and I was kind of I don't know. But beyond the way the faces are done, the art's actually not that bad. It's actually pretty good. And I like how you get these kind of splash pages there. Kind of don't really have much of a context to it, but they're really well done. But again, it's just the thing that... Okay, I'm not going to belabor it any further. It's just, that's the biggest complaint with the art, is the facial expressions. I can't find that one. It was a small panel anyway. Be there it is. The art's not bad, it's just the facial expressions just made it bad. So the art, kind of take it for what it is. The story, if again, keep it in context, the whole thing with Batman Confidential, what it's supposed to be, and then I guess you had the thesis of the story. It's you know, more of a Batgirl, again, trying to be more accepted. You kind of get that, but in reality, again, this is not more than just a glorified cat fight. That nudist colony thing was just sounded so foreign. But again, you kind of look in context. This is still Barbara Gordon finding her way, but I don't know. Had some issues with the story. I don't know. So there's that. I'm trying to really struggle because, to be honest, wasn't really a fan of this. So I guess to kind of put a bow on this, what would I give it? I'm giving this a 1.5 out of 5. Sorry, not really all that good, to be perfectly honest. Would I recommend it? No. Only PL recommended, again, if you're a Bat completionist and you're just trying to get all the books and work a timeline. That's really it. I don't know. Wasn't really a big fan of this. Price wise, $12.99. To be honest, I got this secondary market, cost a little more, out of print. I don't know. No. No. Kind of a bummer, kind of leading this into it, but just to be honest, this really wasn't that good. Again, Batman's really not even in it to make things even more weird. So either way, Batman, the Cat and the Bat, giving it a 1.5, and then not giving it a recommend. Only, again, to the Batman completionists out there. So anyway, hit me up in the comments below if you read this, and if you have something more to bring that maybe will kind of provide a little bit more better insight into what will enable me to have a little bit more positive experience with this, please let me know. I hate kind of doing the Debbie Downer videos, so any way I can get more of a positive vibe out of it, please let me know. I'm all for it. But we'll kind of go from there. So heading into the holiday season, I definitely want to try to do more videos. Kind of have like a Christmassy type of vibe to it. I don't know if I'm going to do like a Batmas, 12 days of Christmas type of thing. I don't know. Figure out something, but look something coming here pretty soon with that. But definitely I got a couple other trades I kind of want to talk about lined up, and then we'll kind of see where I want to go from there. But anyway, again, any more ways I can find more positive enjoyment out of this that you can bring, please let me know. I definitely do want to get your perspective. So anyway, until next video, take care.